everybody. Welcome to Olamide and I podcast. My name is Olamide. I live in Chicago, Illinois. And with me today, I have a friend, brother, master of ceremonies, a very good friend of mine. Welcome with me is D.
What's up,
So good
sis?
to have you here, bro. How are
Thank you for
you?
um as much as I'm very excited for you that this is
Okay.
happening, a part of me is actually also jealous because I've had a number of friends and acquaintances who have told me, dude, you need to do a podcast. Like you need to start a podcast. And for some reason I've been very, very laid back.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I've given myself more reasons why it's not time to start yet. And I've just been procrastinating. And to be up close and personal with someone who, you know, I can really remember the day you spoke to me about this, and
I
you were like
know.
you wanted to do this,
I
and in
know.
my mind, I was thinking, oh boy, this is a reminder. She cannot start this thing before you, and to see you eventually bring this to life is very inspiring, and I can only just congratulate you and say that I'm very proud of you. So,
Thank you so
uh,
much.
yeah,
Thanks so much, bro.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
and I
you.
cannot wait to see how big this is going to go. And when I start faming on Instagram, like she's my sister, I know her. Please do not deny me.
I wouldn't. And I would not forget this day today. Little humble beginning. I would never forget today.
It's not
Thank you
humble. Oh.
so
It's
much.
not humble beginning. Oh, ha! It's not humble. See, people, if you see the gadgets here, the lights, the cameras, it's not humble. Oh. If you call this one humble, well,
Thank you so much.
it's a
I'm
pleasure.
honored. I called
It's a
and
pleasure.
you answered.
It's a
And
pleasure.
thanks for not declining my invitation. I feel so privileged to have a very big superstar here on my seat. Thank
A
you
meme,
so much.
a meme. I receive it. Well, I could also not say no to you because you're also very close to my wife, and yes,
Actually, I think I was your friend before your wife hijacked me from you. I
that's
knew
true.
you first.
That's
You
true.
know,
That is actually
we
true.
were
We
friends
met first
first.
before she came into the scene,
Right.
and she came to do what she does. She takes all my friends.
She's a sweet lady.
I don't care. Whatever.
She's a very beautiful person, and she has this beautiful soul. Sometimes I see a big sister in her.
Shey you Google invite her on your show
She's coming. She's
because it
coming
looks
soon.
like
She's gonna come.
give me my accolades while I'm here.
She's
Then when she comes, tell her all the sweet things you want to tell her.
I'm not gonna praise you in front of you. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that behind
But
you.
I'll take the superstar part. Like she called me superstar. I'm like, yeah.
Yes, you are. So I need to talk to my audience real quick. Today we're talking about singles and married lives in Yankee. So I believe you're the perfect person to sit on my couch today for that conversation because you are happily married and I'm single, still searching, and I hope to be there someday. And sometimes I feel like married people are really enjoying in this country. How do they? How do why is it funny? Because most times when I look at married people, honestly, this country is actually structured for two people. Do you know that?
True that.
You
True that.
know,
True that.
sometimes you're back from work, you just need a partner, someone to rub your shoulders for you after a long day, someone to talk to, and all of that. And being a single girl in the United States, my brother, it's a big hassle.
First is first. This is what I say. You look at married people and like, oh my god, my sister, be careful what you wish for. Because the truth is, sometimes I try to ask myself, so as married people, how many times have I actually come back from work and there's time for me to sit down with my wife to say, oh yeah, this is how my day went. Or I come back from work and she's like, oh, let me give you a back rub. James, when was the last time? I've been waiting to say this for a long time. When was the last time I came back from work? I said, hey, baby, come, let me give you a back rub. I've not got a back rub.
So
You know what?
that doesn't happen
Like, I'm
sometimes.
saying, I used to think like that too. When I was single, I would look at married people and I'm like, man, oh
Mhm.
my God, man. Only God knows how many times people sleep with each other in a day. Only God knows how many times in a week these people wipe.
Sorry, what is wipe?
Wipe means
Wipe the
um
kids' diapers, or
um
you know.
um, you know, like wipe.
Like wipe.
Like wipe.
Okay,
Yeah. So
I
there's
get
wipe.
it.
Yeah, you can wipe diapers, but you can
Uh-huh.
wipe your spouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. So I used to think, man, these people must be enjoying life. Like it was. But then, I got married and then I realized, bro, it's not always like that. It's not always like you're not always going to come back from work and your spouse will be there to give you that back massage and tell you, oh, babe, can you just tell me what your day felt like and all of that. But it still doesn't take away the fact that there will be moments when you really need someone to talk to and you have that person there for you. So I understand where you're coming from, especially for those of us who have had kids, who still have toddlers, who are still growing. If you're not careful, those kids will come in and take the attention that both of you are supposed to give to each other. Yeah, it can be tough. But then, as long as both of you have got each other's backs, you get through it. I'm just saying it's not as perfect as
So I thought married
you.
life is just all about luxury. You get back from work as the wife, you get the roses on the floor, like like on Valentine's Day. Oh,
Sometimes you will come back from work, you'll be the one to come and give the back rub. Yeah, I mean, there are times that I've gone for events and I'll come back and fair enough, she's been taking care of the kids. She's been tending to them. She's completely tired. She's the one who needs a back rub. So you come back from work and you still come and give back rub on top of the stress that you have gone through. So sometimes it's war. We are suffering too. It's not us, but it's good. It's fantastic, especially if you marry the right person.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
be
so
learning
versatile
from
on that.
a senior colleague in this matter.
I think I need to jot things down.
No, you will learn on the job. Now, don't worry. She said you will learn. You will learn. You will learn. I promise you.
No.
Well, we all have our different journeys. The kind of spouse you would get married to would probably be different from the kind of person that I am to my spouse. Different strokes for different folks. Um, so you have to learn to uh, pattern your marriage and your marital life as it relates to the person that you're with. It has to be what works for your personality. It's not necessarily what someone else is trying to tell you from their marriage. I'll tell you what. I think that one of the problems we've also had in the society is people thinking that once they've seen a successful marriage,
Right.
yeah, there are things that you can learn from them, but you have to also be wise enough to know what to take from what they're saying. The fact that you've been married 50 years does not necessarily mean that the things that you're doing in your marriage will work for my own marriage. I remember when we just got married then, we're not even 8 months into our marriage. And then there was this youth, I think maybe it's a youth organization or
Okay.
it's the youth arm of a church.
Okay.
They called James and I and they said, they were having this seminar, so to speak, and they wanted us to come talk to them about marriage and how you can be successful in your marriage. I'm like, are you guys kidding me?
There's no manual to this thing.
Like we're just 8 months. We're like an 8-month-old baby. What do we know?
Nothing.
If we didn't have enough sense, we too would have gone there to go and be capping. We'd just be telling them nonsense. Like, what do we know in 8 months? So sometimes the advice that we get from so-called married people or so-called successful marriages are what eventually turn around to be the problems that some people are facing. Because you're taking wrong advice.
I'm wrong.
Or you're taking a right advice that's not right for your situation. So the fact that a marriage looks good or it looks successful doesn't necessarily mean that it's one you should take from 100%. Yeah.
Absolutely. I've always wanted to ask like someone close to me, like a friend, like a male friend. Have you ever had a crush on anybody in your marriage? Like, okay, look at this single girl. Look at this. I wouldn't say like a married. Look at this lady. She's so pretty. Damn, I'm crushing on her badly. All right, Tammy must not watch this. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes.
Bro to see.
Yes. Yes, several times. Sir.
Seriously?
Yeah, I mean, I'm human for heaven's sake. Like I'm a man, and it's bound to happen. This world is filled with beautiful people all around. And sometimes it looks like it's when you have even gotten married. Then I start seeing,
And the temptation comes from.
and then start telling yourself, Talun leave me. Why was I in a hurry? There are some people you will see who are just so beautiful. And you would ask yourself, why did I hurry into getting married? But I mean, 9 years into this thing.
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years. 9 years.
Wow.
9 years.
We need to roll the drum for you right now.
Right? It's yeah.
9 years.
Yeah, we are trying to. Yeah. So
congratulations, bro.
thank you. Thank you. I've learned that if you marry the right person, um, there's a blessing that you enjoy when you stay in it, when you appreciate that blessing. You marry someone who gives you peace. You marry someone who doesn't stress you. You marry someone who you can be out of the house, out of the home for days, sometimes for weeks, and you know that the home front is going to be well taken care of. Those things transcend beauty and hotness, because this person that you're seeing that you're crushing on, it's physical. Like,
Absolutely.
it's the makeup you're seeing, it's the shape you're seeing. There's really no substance in there. And if you have substance that you've been blessed with, then you should have enough common sense to say, yeah, beyond this crush, I'm going to be responsible enough to not allow what I'm feeling at the moment to mess up what I've built over time. And to think that the last two people that I dated before I got married were like top notch,
What do you
top-notch
mean
girls.
top notch?
We're top,
Your
like,
wife is top notch.
yeah.
What's your definition of top notch?
So the point I'm
Like
trying,
Agbani Darego kind of top notch?
not
or-
Agbani. So again, Agbani. I don't know Agbani personally. If I would describe Agbani, it would be based on what I've seen from afar. I'm saying, look, I've been up close and personal with these people. Look, like, we're dated, and they're top, like, all rounder, like, beautiful, intellectual, funny. I know it just wasn't, it just wasn't meant to be. Somehow that's why we didn't end up getting married. Like, the last two people that I dated were people that I would have gotten married to. So
Oh.
I know what it feels like to date top-notch girls. So if I'm now married to another person who's like top-notch, I feel like I've seen it all. Why would I mess that up?
Ojutoti, Rokutoti, what's that?
So there's really nothing new that comes on board that will now make me all excited as yeah. No, it doesn't, it doesn't freak me that much anymore. However, I also fear that there might be that one person
Mm.
that is the weapon that is fashioned against you.
Let me see. Try it.
If you are not careful, I fear that there might be that one person that you just wouldn't be able to say no to.
Like a Jezebel kind of.
Well, I don't know.
That one person that
I don't know, because I know of a few people in my life who are like very responsible. They take care of their wife, they take care of their children, they respond, like, they do what they're supposed to do. Yet they have this one person out there, and they're like, you can't understand, because it's difficult to explain to people, and because they would eventually still come back to you and tell you, but you're married. So there's no amount of explanation that you're going to give that will make sense to anybody. And so I guess the only explanation is, it is between you and that person. Like, both of you understand what it is that you have that has made you say, you know what, despite the fact that this person is married. Sometimes it's between two married people. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense, but sometimes the heart wants what the heart wants. And
Indescribable kind of thing.
exactly. And I like to not judge people. I like to leave adults to make their own decisions, because in the end, they're the ones who are going to be responsible for the consequences. So that people do it, I can't judge them. Hopefully, that weapon that is fashioned against me does not come across me, and I don't have to.
Holy Ghost fire. Never.
we-
Wherever she's coming from,
we-
she should go back.
Maybe she's even watching you now, Seth.
Who knows? Who knows? So I like one of my questions that I had been thinking about to ask you is how do you married people? How do you see we single folks out there? Like, how do you see us? Do you see us like on serious people? Like Christians are not serious with their lives. They don't know what they want to do yet. How do you see us?
So the first thing to note is we all were single at some point, and those who are single are going to get married at some point.
At some point.
So the way I just see single people at the moment is like, well, this is the phase where you are now. You want to be happy. You want to enjoy where you are on your way to where you're going to. Yeah. You don't want to look at married people and just be thinking life is about marriage. No, like enjoy this like enjoy this single life. And-
Do you think we are enjoying it? What is it's not really
so in
okay.
America, like you rightly pointed out in the beginning,
Right.
America is structured for two people. Like it's structured for two people to support each other. I can imagine, single moms what they're going through, having to pay bills, having to take care of the children, having to provide everything, um, all alone. It can be really really tough. Sometimes I try to imagine if I was doing this all alone, or if James was doing this all by herself. So when I see single moms, I'm like,
Close off my heart.
just enjoy your life, go on as many dates as you can. Be sure that you really want to get married. That's another thing. Like, be sure that you want to get married, because this marriage thing too. Let's not lie, oh. Ah, let's not lie, oh. Ah, is let me just keep quiet. Let me just keep quiet, because single people are looking at married people like, oh, married people too. We are looking at you like, oh.
Oh my
So,
god.
just know that there's a blessing, whatever side of the aisle that you are.
Right.
There's a blessing that's attached to it, and be grateful for it, enjoy it, and live your life. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much. You said something the other time, like dating in America. My brother.
You have seen, Abby. Your eyes have seen.
Ojimi Timito.
I'm interested in actually
I've gone on
because
dates.
I haven't dated in America. I got married in Nigeria and then I just moved to America. So I really don't know what it feels like to date in America.
I've gone on different dates, dating app. This. It's been a big roller coaster. So true story, bro. True story. There was a time I went out with this white dude, and he actually like made the date happen. He made the reservation. He sent it to me. I got there. It was supposed to be a brunch. Brunch turned dinner. He stood me up for almost 2 hours.
Ah,
Like that wasn't disrespectful enough. On getting there, he ordered some. We placed our order, and this guy didn't have table manners at all. Jesus Christ! You know when someone is eating in front of you and you want to puke, you just want to throw up. Like the actual f.
was it that bad? Like,
He was. This guy was. You know when you have some particle of food in your mouth, and you just put your finger in it.
correct, correct. Watch it.
I held my breath for a while, like,
Ah!
okay, Calamity, just breathe in, breathe out. Like, who does that? Bro, no table manners. And after that, he was talking with food in his mouth. The food were dropping. Fine, good dude, good looking dude. And after that, the next thing that said that threw me off was, so after this date, Shawty, are we going to my place? I have some vodka. Let's take the party home.
Oshe, landlord. My please. Oshe, Baba, landlord.
Oh my goodness, that was just one out of. I'm not gonna
Really?
mention numbers.
Really?
He said, "Okay, coming from Nigeria, we're so used to guys paying the bills and all of that. So how do we split this bill?"
Ah,
Like, oh Benny, I had to bring out my card. I paid for his. I was just so pissed off. I was furious.
Well, the thing we should be grateful for, you at least had money to pay.
I-
Because if you didn't have money to pay, that's another kettle of fish to fry.
that day, I appreciated my Nigerian guy more. Like, okay, a Nigerian dude would not do this. Never. You know?
Shout out to Nigerian guys. Shout out,
to
guys.
Nigerian guys out
We
there.
pay for food when we call dates. We pay for our food. We pay.
And I'm not gonna say I outrightly called him out on the spot. I didn't do that, but like 5 minutes driving, I just had to pull over somewhere and
Right.
text him. Like I poured out my mind. I
Yeah.
sent a voice note and pew, I blocked him off. He was typing. I didn't even get to hear his part.
Wow. No second chance.
No, that was
Yeah.
just so disrespectful.
Almost you.
Dating in this country has been a lot of
So have you dated, like, have you gone on dates with, like, any Nigerians?
in America.
Yeah. Wait. The fact that you have to pause for seconds before answering already communicates that there's something wrong
Because
somewhere.
I don't really date Nigerian guys out here in the United States, but
What?
yes, one person.
What?
But I just gave a shout out to Nigerian guys not so long ago.
We
I
take,
love my
take your shout
Nigerian-
out. We don't what? You
I love Nigerian guys. I dated one outside Chicago, outside
I
Illinois,
can't wait to hear how
outside
it
the
went.
states,
Outside Illinois.
outside Illinois.
Okay, so where?
New York.
New York.
Mhm.
Okay.
In New York.
Tell me about it. New York guy. Nigerian, right?
Yes.
Yoruba guy.
Of course.
Woo!
Duh, you're
Okay.
a bug.
Point one, Southwest. Tall, short.
I don't really have a spec like that. I'm not big.
Okay,
on-
he's not tall.
It
He's
just
not
gotta
tall.
be.
He's not tall. He's not tall. If he
What
was
do you
tall,
mean he's not tall?
If he was tall, you'd have
What
said
do
it
you
like,
mean he's
yeah,
not
he's
tall?
tall.
Me,
No,
I care
he's
about
alright. He's alright.
personality.
Shout out
Just
to
be a good
short
man
people too.
and don't be fat. I don't care about. And it's you guys that you look out for. Spec, just don't be fat.
Please, fat people, I apologize on our behalf. Come on, didn't say.
I'm
Come on, but if you have a spec, you have a spec. Yeah, if you have a spec. So tell me, your New York Yoruba guy, how did he go?
No, we're not talking about him right now because
Why?
it didn't go well.
No,
and
it-
I'm not gonna talk
No,
about
this is
it.
what. No, we are going to talk about this.
No,
But,
we are not.
New York guy.
We are.
New York guy that dated Olamide. We are going to talk about you. She doesn't want to talk about you, but we'll talk about you
No,
now.
we are not.
Really?
Is a once upon a time.
Okay,
now.
okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go on skills, how long did the relationship go for? How long did it last for?
I'm gonna say almost 2 years.
That's a long time. Oh, okay. Now I see. Okay, there's a bit of emotion here. 'cause you're going,
But I'm
oh.
not crying.
No, emotion doesn't necessarily mean you're crying now. Nigerians.
Can I get
Emotion.
something to clean my tears?
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate that relationship?
I said we're not talking about it.
No, I
bro.
just said no. Now that's the last question I'm going to ask. Now, New York guy.
How would I rate it?
Like on a scale of 1 to 10,
5.
10 being like the height, 5. Are you sure this guy is Yorubasha?
The demon part, not the angel. The demon. I think it was just. I shouldn't even say 5. Let me say 3.5. I take my 1.5 back. The demon part, but it is what it is. Life happens to the best of us, bro.
This is my verdict.
What is
First of
your
all,
verdict?
I greatly doubt that guy is Yoruba because Yoruba guys are nice guys. We're the
Mhm.
nicest guys on the surface.
The Femi,
earth.
Shagun, Hola, those ones. Are you talking about those ones?
Just Yoruba guys. Just Yoruba. It doesn't matter what his name is. You have to go and check. Maybe he'll lie to you that Yoruba. Yoruba guys are the nicest guys on the surface of the earth. And if you dated a Yoruba guy, right, and you rate that relationship 3.5, he's not a Yoruba guy. I said with my full chest, he's not a Yoruba guy. Go and check his ancestry.
It started off nice, but the Bible says
You're going to bring the Bible into
the
this.
end of a thing is better than the beginning thereof.
But
so
in this your case,
it
it's
didn't
not better
it didn't really end well. Emotional roller coaster take
on your own part, Abby. Really?
My heart is, it's just
Yeah.
too much. I'm just a very strong person
Yeah. So
right
maybe it's not
now.
him. Maybe it's
You
you
should
then.
thank. It's not me,
Maybe
oh.
it's you,
No,
Yari.
no, no, no,
Maybe
no,
it's
bro.
you.
Mm-mm.
It could be
You know
you.
me that I'm a very peaceful person.
Yeah, because I've not dated you now. Maybe if I date you, maybe
I have two more questions. So I've got these two
I was
written
born ready,
down.
baby.
Is marriage still a relevant institution in today's society? Or do we need to reconsider the traditional concept of marriage? Back in the days, and this is Omo Shade's mom, Omo Yalagbaja, both of you should. I think I know both parents, and the parent gets to hook you up together, and you don't even know this person from Adam. And on the wedding night, that's when you, ta-da, the whole thing, what did you call that thing the other time? The word wipe off, and I don't know what that means, but
Wipe
wipe,
now, wipe,
okay.
wipe, like wipe.
Okay. Okay, bro. So, traditional concept of marriage.
Okay, so um, I didn't get to experience that. I'm not sure my parents even got to experience that. Marriage is a social construct. It's an agreement between two people. Now, the difference here, right, between the traditional you're talking about, it's still an agreement. Okay, so father, this person's father, that person's father agree that my daughter will marry your son, or this person will marry. It's an agreement.
Yeah.
The difference is that okay, on these other parts, it's the people who are in the thing that are making the agreement.
Right.
It's two of you that are going to remain in this marriage. I think it's still better that the people who will be the major practitioners
Right.
in the marriage are the ones to make the decision. Um, I just think it's fair. And marriage is between two adults. You can't tell adults how. I don't think that it's fair to tell adults how to live their
How
lives.
to live.
I think that if matured, responsible people are allowed to make decisions on how their own marriage will be run without necessarily having to impose some laws, some restrictions on them in the name of culture and religion and all of these things. Like, let's just allow people, let's allow responsible adults make a decision on how their lives will be run and their marriages will be run. I think that with that we should have better marriages.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. So this is my last question. I have it written down, and I just want to like read it out the exact way. I don't want to take anything out of it. Is the concept of a lifelong monogamous relationship realistic, or should we be more open to alternative relationship structures?
Hmm. So, two things I see you mentioned: lifelong monogamous marriage, and then the second thing is alternative. So when you say alternative, you mean like polygamous? I mean polygamy, polyandry.
Right.
Um, Again, I go back to what I said initially. Marriage, in my opinion, should be between two responsible adults. First of all, you're responsible, right? You know what you're supposed to do, and you do what you know you're supposed to do. And you're an adult. You are old enough to take responsibility for your actions. If those two things are put in place, you'll be able to tell whether it's monogamy that will work for you
Not.
or it's polygamy that will work for you. So let me speak for myself. First of all, I can't even afford anything more than monogamy as I am now because
So stressful.
aside the stress, it costs money. It costs money. Like I'm not even done taking one person on a date, and I'll be taking. So imagine I had like 3 wives now. So I'll take this one on a date on Monday. I'll take that one on a date on Wednesday. Take the other one on a date on Friday. First of all, I'm speaking for myself. I cannot afford it. And then there's also the satisfaction. Like you should be able to satisfy your spouse as much as your spouse satisfies you.
Yeah.
I stumbled on the story of some man who left his wife. No, didn't really leave his wife.
Okay.
like stepped out to go have an affair with a side chick because his wife was not satisfying him sexually. Only for him to find out that the side chick was complaining that he could not satisfy her sexually.
Wow.
So that's still the matter we are trying to settle. So you also need to be sure that what you think you want, you're able to deliver. So I speak for myself. I first of all, I can't afford it, and so I wouldn't even delve into it. And two, I'm not even sure. Well, maybe Tim is the one that can answer this.
What if you
If
just
if I'm wiping well enough, so I'm not even done. I'm not done wiping one. How? What is the proof that I can satisfy another woman or like multiple women? So you've got to be able to know what works for you. There are some people who have shown to have such skills. Some of our Nigerian artists, we cannot mention name, but they've shown that they can
Right.
wipe. So
Okay.
whatever works for you, man. Do you, man? Again, you're an adult and you're responsible enough to make your decisions and deal with the consequences that come out of it. So I don't think I'm in a position to say that this one is better than that one. No, because it's different strokes for different folks.
Please.
I know what works for me, and I stick to it.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much for coming on this show. I really appreciate it. I called and you answered. You didn't decline my call. And don't worry, I'm going to get you back on my couch soon. And thank you so much to my crew members, the camera guy, the sound guy, everybody. I really appreciate you guys. Oh my gosh, without you guys, this would not be done today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay blessed and catch you later.
Jesus is Lord.
Forever.